How a simple vacation changes your whole mindset and personality. We often procrastinate over things. Here, procrastinate simply means fretting over small things and trying to micromanage them, those which hardly ever play any role in our daily lives. We take minuscule things and make a big issue out of them. Every issue which arises in our life that we simply fret over gets solved by themselves, most of the days without our intervention. We take notice of all the small things, which are both a good and a bad thing for us. For example, almost every time, we forget to lock the door, and yet, when we turn back and look, it is closed. We have made some chores so involuntary in our daily lives, that by default these things happen without our intervention. We keep forgetting whether we locked the bike, or did we pull the handbrake of the car before parking it somewhere, yet these things happen before we even realize. Over time, we get paranoid and start making fuss of small things that simply shouldn't even be our concern. For example, the traffic and the way people drive these days. It simply feels frustrating, totally accepted, but should it really ruin your vibe? Is it really that important to think about, so much so, that you don't even realize? A few moments just passed by, without your notice. We get so engrossed in our daily lives, that our whole day sometimes revolves around small talks with no inherent value, like about weather, or about traffic, or about some news that we cannot control. And that makes us feel detached, like where are we heading? It feels like we are drifting through life while gathering information burdensome to us. While having small talks, they feel quite important to us, but when you sit and think, a few moments that felt like a jolt on a particular day, those small talks never show up, for they never made a mark on your life. But somewhere, on some random day, you just gave, out of the blues, a small piece of food to a dog and petted it for a while. That just drifts by your mind and you feel an unknown bliss ushering through your mind. How did that make such a mark when all the information gathered on the way to make small talks didn't? To think about all the ways we can achieve productivity, and yet, it still feels so incomplete in every way. Why such an incomplete feel always stops by, even when you have your hands full. We keep drifting past this life. We keep drifting past many moments, as if we have a solution for immortality and we have immeasurable moments. If this one goes away, then the next will come. But our mind is attenuated to a certain reality, which we run away from. To even think that someday everything will end, even beginnings with nowhere to go will end, along with this, feels very eerie. To be here, to be in this moment, sometimes is all that matters. We think our life will feel productive when our hands are full, but our mind remembers the stress and tries to avoid these as moments not worth remembering. So where does that land you? That is a question that you ought to explore and answer for yourself. When you go on a vacation, all the hustle and bustle of the city comes to a stop. You start feeling an unknown energy sweeping you away. The morning alarm, that once tried to wake you, and yet failed miserably, seems to be in awe as you get up even before its noise falls on your ears. You are a person with a plan, and you go around sightseeing many wonders. You go to museums, beaches, cliffs, some old ruins. You feel tired but not frustrated. You feel blissful in that moment of tiredness. Your whole personality changes. Once a narrow-minded demeanor gets transformed into humility-seeking, rich, energetic enigma, who just feels so peaceful to be around. The plans did not make you feel like life is a dull, suffering march till the end of the rush. The plans did not take your heart away and lock it inside the monotonous charade of, this is life, get with it. The plans actually brought outside the person that was you from the start. We love laid-back life, but more than that, we actually love to do something that mesmerizes us from the start. We may give 1,000 excuses of things are supposed to be like this and we are supposed to live like this, yet we revere saints that gave up all this for spirituality. Spiritual upliftment comes from soul getting enriched, and that only happens when heart feels content. While giving food and petting a dog, you felt contented with that moment, so it became memorable. When you were on a vacation, your heart again felt at peace, hence, moments became memorable. Whenever you felt some sense of accomplishment, maybe not for the society, but for you, it deeply mattered, you felt content, and mind remembered. When we look back after vacations, all we could see is, we were much more involved and did so much more things in a few days than we can do in a month, and still didn't feel tired, for that vacation completed us. The incomplete feel we carry each and every day got completed there. Simply ask yourself this: why can't we make all our moments, even of the work, feel memorable? Depends on the involvement, and more than that, Love towards life in general, each and every day. While having coffee, be with the coffee. While reading a book, be with the book. While doing something, be with that something. And life simply will start transforming. You fret and micromanage because you simply are drifting with lack of focus. Just shift focus to feeling content in every moment, and just like that, life will bloom differently, each and every day.